Well, welcome to video 3 of 5 rush signs. Sometimes in woodworking you got to be adaptable, and sometimes you got to start all over. Stick around, I'll explain it when I come right back. Alright, what you're looking at is the second half of the larger sign of this 5 signs being laid out on and carved on my laser. The darker side over here has already been cut. I'm doing the second side, and I'm doing them in 2 passes, so this second side should darken up just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and press the start, and then I'll start explaining why this is happening. So the laser is going to continue on and work on the inside. What happened was, rush jobs can get you in a hurry, and it got me. I had a typographical error in the sign that I'm actually working right here. I had it down SEPT, and it should have been SEPTE, plus the customer wanted everything in all caps, and I missed the all caps portion of her instructions that were sent to me. So the fault is all mine. It's not hers. The other item is, I wasn't happy with the way my router tools were able to carve the font. The font is excuse me, it's called Xanderdash or Zalderdash, and it's a really whimsical, fun font. And to be honest with you, the depth of cut that I was having to take with my router bits was just taking it out, and it basically was not the font. While it was a good looking carve, it was not what the customer had asked for. So I chose instead to just do it completely with my laser. So what I've done is I've done the first half, and because this particular one sign is longer widthwise than my laser bed, I had to do it in 2 halves. And so I had to actually carve the first half right side up, and then I had to invert everything on the second half of the lettering 180 degrees apart, because I had more room with the framework of my laser frame to work the board in. If I did it all right side up, I could not get it centered because the board was actually hitting the frame of my laser stand, so it wouldn't allow me to get on center. So this was the quickest, simplest, and easiest method for me to get this one repaired. So I'm going to shut up and just let this run and let you see how this is going, and then I'll have snippets of all the other signs. All the signs are going to be done with the laser, and it will be a really, really good finished cut when I do. This cedar cuts deep with the laser, so we should have a really nice deep engraving for my customer. So hang on, I promise you we should wrap this all up in video 3 today. Enjoy the music. Alright, that's the last of them. When I come back, we'll have them all painted. We're getting ready to start cutting them down to size. See you in a few. Alright, welcome back. All of the signs are carved. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut them down to the final width. And everything's got to be 2.5 inches. So we're going to use a straight edge right here. I'm going to draw us a continuous line. And by continuous, I mean it's going to be running along that edge all the way across. We'll do the same thing on this end right here. Now, what that's going to allow me to do is to take, well, to drop my ruler. So now what this is going to allow me to do is to take the board right here, and this contraption is called a tapering jig, but you can also use it to cut straight edges. Oh goodness gracious, it's been a long day. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do, this edge right here is cut to match my table saw perfectly. So what I want to do is I want to get this line right here lined up with the edge of this board right here, and then I'll bring this guide up right here, and once I get that where I want it, right there, okay, then I will lock this side down. Then I will come back to this side right here, and I will watch it again, and I will lock that down right there. Felt it move, let's see. Yep, okay, right there. So lock that down. So now, this board gets locked down by these clamps, and that helps hold it in place so it doesn't move. And then do the same with this one. Keep those pushed up against there. Alright, those downward force holds it in place. And check one more time. Everything looks good. So, I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to move you over to my table saw, and then you're going to be able to see exactly how this is going to track and cut the board to the precise width. Hang on, be right back. The way this works, the rip fence is locked into position, and it is exact width of this board right here in between that blade. So once this is locked down in position, I got where I want, then I take a small pass, take a little cut off the edge of this, and then I know that that is set up exactly true with that blade. So now the next thing to do is to go ahead and fire up the blade, and we'll push it right on through. So let me get it out of the saw blade. And as you can see, hopefully that gives you a nice, smooth, flat, perpendicular cut. Okay, we're now ready to cut these to the length, and again, we want to stay just to the black line. So because these are perpendicular, we know that they're square because we used the tapering jig. What I've done is I took my framing square, and using the slots right here, not the blade, but using the slots, I got the rip fence right here lined up perfectly square, so I know it's a perfect 90-degree angle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these off, and I'm going to cut it just a little bit proud, so that take this off, but I'll still have a little bit left right there, and then I can come back in and sneak up and clean it up real good. So here we go. Okay, now as you can see, we have the board cut to the exact size that my customer wants, and so we'll move right on. We'll finish the rest of them, so we'll be right back. Well, all right, it's what we call reveal time. So let's remove the tape and let's see what we got underneath. All right, let me flip this around. I'm pretty happy with that. So let me get this around here where y'all can get a good look at it. So like I said, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, the first problem I had was I didn't have an E on this one, and these were not all capitalized, so that was the reason that prompted me to go ahead and start everything all over. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up with a little hand sanding, and when I come back, we'll be applying the first coat of clear. So we'll be right back. All right, we're getting near the home stretch. We're fixing to start apply the clear coat to it. This is going to be the Rust-Oleum 2X clear satin, and I always start with the back of my projects. I do seal mine all the way around, so here we go. Okay, so let me flip these over gingerly and get them balanced so that they sit there. I don't normally have this small of a sign on these boards, so I'll probably have to add some more screws to them, make them a little bit more user friendly. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start adding it to the front. Okay, so now I'll start hitting the edges. Okay, let me spin them just a little bit. All right, come back, spin them this way. All right, and then we'll get the ends. Hit that a little more. All right, that is about it for this can, but that is the first shot of the clear, and I will put probably 4 to 5 coats on it all together, and it'll be a nice, smooth, pretty finish when I'm through with them. So we're going to go ahead and call this a wrap for 5 rush signs. I really didn't want it to take out 3 videos to do it, but then again, I couldn't give them the signs that I had done first. So I'm glad I was able to go back and redo them for them. So, and we will get these delivered on time, if not ahead of time. So I want to thank my customer for reaching out for me. And then, like I said, I have some more that I have to, there'll be some more of the years, spring and fall. But I'll get those done on a routine and get those over to them a little bit later. They didn't have to be done with these 5 rush ones right here. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for following me. I appreciate the compliments and comments I have received. I'm disappointed that the routed signs didn't work out like I really wanted them to, but you know, bottom line is you got to make the customer happy, and I wasn't happy. So if I wasn't happy, I knew they weren't. So anyway, that being said, until my next project comes along, hug all your family and friends, let them know you love them, and God bless.